No, two fetch lands, air maces.
Yeah.
And then
a red card.
Duran,
I can't see Dave's hand.
Can we move the chat?
So we got a turn 1 Dredge here, turn 1 Faithless Looting here from Dave. Just going to get things going, probably get some Dredges into the graveyard. Nope. It's going to be a Prized Amalgam and a Faithless, not a Faithless Looting, pardon me, a Bloodghast. That's a very good start from Dave. So what's going to happen here is Anthony's going to play a land after drawing. Dave here is basically going to do what he needs to do other than start dredging. So if he makes a land drop here, he's going to get his Bloodghast back and his Prized Amalgam at his end step. So even though he's not dredging, and that's a Shriekhorn, which is going to let him mill himself, which is really where he needs to be. So I really like this start here out of Dave. This is exactly what he needs to be doing, though. He has not yet found any dredgers, so it's not good. But he does have his land.
I mean, technically found a dredger there, but...
It's in play, though.
Yeah. Regardless, I mean, he has 5 power on turn 2. Cannot argue with that. So definitely is going to put Anthony to the test here. And
he still has the Shriekhorn, which is going to be able to get a few more cards in his yard next turn. So it's not the worst.
No, I mean, I definitely like Dave's position more than I like Anthony's position.
Oh, 100%. No, I think game 1, if both players are left to do what they want to do, Dave is very heavily favored, probably, because he's just going to go faster.
No, agreed. I mean, if he can open up an Cathartic Reunion here, because he can only have access to 1 mana this turn.
It really is going to depend on Dave's next turn.
I see one, too. I don't know if he has his dredgers in his hand, but I think Dave can probably go a little bit nuts here next turn. Do see a Lightning Bolt from Anthony, so putting Dave down to 15. But I don't think he... Oh, no. Going after the Amalgam. That's an interesting choice. I don't know if you go there or just want to purely raise face.
So, normally I don't agree with being the control deck, but Anthony has a lot of experience on both sides of this matchup. And, normally I wouldn't defer to Anthony's judgment, but in a matchup that he is so well versed on both sides, he probably knows a little better than me.
Interesting.
Just to be honest.
True.
Yeah, and that's I actually kind of like playing taking the Amalgam out now. If you're going to follow it up with an Eidolon, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Dave here.
No, agreed. And I know we were talking before this, before we got on stream here, and we're mentioning
that's going to be a free Narcomoeba, which is going to trigger that Prized Amalgam again,
which is very nice. But granted, here now too, Dave is going to have to make some decisions because again, that Cathartic Reunion is in his hand.
He does have a life from the loam though. So he's going to be able to start dredging here.
Well, he's going to start taking damage from casting his spells is the other thing, too. So he does have to be conscious of his life total. Again, he is playing burn. But then it comes down to the adage of, Anthony choosing to go after the Prized Amalgam instead of going after face.
Correct.
And he is preventing 3 damage, so he is committing that. But now that is 1 less spell going at Dave's face.
Correct. I don't know if it's correct, honestly. We'll see in a couple of turns. Hitting that Narcomoeba, though, that was very unfortunate for Anthony. Immediately punished.
So we do see Amalgam come back from the end step.
And
let's see what Anthony can do here to draw his card.
Keep in mind, too, Anthony is also putting pressure on himself with this Eidolon. His life total is very relevant in this matchup. It is a race.
No, agreed. So, and that's the other thing, too. It is a double-edged sword. So... Again, I think it does come back to I do like bolting here with going against that Amalgam initially. So it does save him some life. But now, it does kind of put him beyond with every spell he does cast. So Dave takes 2 from that attack on the Eidolon. And see if Anthony's going to follow it up with anything else.
It's interesting to see that he hasn't deployed the Goblin Guide that's in his hand, I thought. Maybe it was the Eidolon, but I thought he had a Goblin Guide.
I thought he did too. So I guess he's just going to try and take it slow here. See what happens.
We're probably going to see an upkeep Shriekhorn here.
Get 2 more cards.
Oh, and there's a Stinkweed Imp. Ooh. That's exactly what Dave wanted to find.
Which is very nice.
So Dave is going to start going off here. His first few turns were kind of slow. Slow for the Dredge deck is putting 5 power in play only on turn 2.
Right, only 2 creatures. His bad. But still...
His dredge wasn't very good, though. What is that? Is that a thug? That's not the worst, then.
Yeah, it is a thug, and then you put another life from Rome in his graveyard.
So many different arts for these dredge creatures.
No, I know. And I know he does, too, play with some foreign cards, so if we got close enough to see, we probably couldn't read them, but we'll try anyways. So there's going to be an
attack for 6.
bringing the beats real hard. Let's see if he's going to cast that Cathartic Reunion, because, again, I know he has this Stinkweed up and maybe another Dredge on hand.
Here. Still Anthony's fetching.
Oh.
So we might see a response here from Anthony. Maybe he's going to point another Lightning Bolt at that Amalgam. Maybe he's just on that plan.
I hope he has a Searing Blaze here. That would be, like, super
Searing Blaze would be very good, yes. Nice. He's just been doing a good job of keeping his hand hidden from us, so...
I know, bravo to him from hiding information, but annoying to us as we're trying to observe. So, players still shuffling, deciding, is he doing anything else here? Still holding up?
Just making sure his deck's very well shuffled.
Yeah, see if he's going to use that Landfall trigger potentially on that on a Searing Blaze he might have in his hand. 2 mana, double red.
Ooh.
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 So definitely not. Or sorry,
yep,
Searing Blaze. Okay. Probably go for the Amalgam. Good choice.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, that Amalgam still hasn't touched him yet, so I mean, bravo to him for that.
But he is going to take 2 again from his own Eidolon here. So his life total is getting pretty low.
Correct. And again, and Dave could potentially, too, just land up on a Conflagrate here and just, you know, fly with that Mark Amoeba and just poke him to death. You know, definitely not out of the question.
For sure. So we're going to go to Dave's second main phase here. And I'm expecting to just see a Cathartic Reunion.
Correct. I mean, I have no reason to see why he wouldn't. Just keep going. Because, again, like you said, his first 2 tunes have been kind of slow. But, you know, he's starting to build some steam here. Granted, Anthony has been doing too much. That Searing Blaze has been really nice.
Yeah.
So.
And he did have at least 1 Boros Charm. I thought I might have saw 2. So Dave is getting low on life here if Anthony can deploy his spells in time.
No, correct.
It's going to be close for sure.
Ooh, 4 mana.
Oh, Creeping Chill.
Hardcast Creeping Chill. I do like this. Doesn't trigger Eidolon, which is nice. So, definitely like Dave's position. I hope he has a Conflagrate here, potentially. But I would probably not.
You know, I actually had forgotten about Creeping Chill. I would say with the addition of Creeping Chill, Dave is a huge favorite in this matchup.
Correct, and then that's too why they moved to the Shriekhorn too, because they just want to, you know, put more just cards in their graveyard regardless. Because these have so much interaction with, like, essentially 2 Narcomoebas. Yeah, so...
That gain 3 is
I did forget about that card, but yeah, I definitely do like Dave's position with that.
It almost feels unwinnable.
Correct, because, I mean, that's just an inherent, 12 damage?
Right there? Well, it's a
24
it's not even about the swing. Yeah, it's the life gain.
Correct. It's a clock, and it also, you know, saves him too. Essentially, you know, 4 counter spells. He draws another one, too. Doesn't even matter. He'll just hard cast it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He'll get there for 3 damage, maybe. We'll see.
Oh, exactly.
Anthony's really thinking about this block.
I mean, he's getting low on life. I mean, I probably would.
He's got to block with the Eidolon here, for sure.
Correct.
Because you can't cast any more spells until you do.
No, exactly. Because, again, being at 6...
Is it then incorrect for Dave to be attacking here with the Bloodghast because you can lock Anthony under his own?
He could do that too, but then he also does have the adage of bringing it back.
It's true.
And then he also can get the Prized Amalgam back. But I mean, Narcomoeba's gonna fly over there and, you know, tickle him for 1, and again, gonna slowly get there.
Yep.
I imagine Dave is probably about 85 now. I'm gonna assume 95% after this Cathartic Reunion. How many Creeping Chills
this game's over for sure.
See how many Creeping Chills he mills over. He's got 3 more, right? Only 2.
There's an Narcomoeba and a Prized Amalgam.
So now he's guaranteeing him 7 more damage.
And another Prized Amalgam.
Okay. The Narcomoeba has not come back yet, which is nice. Ooh.
And 2 Conflagrates. And the Creeping Chill.
All right, so you hit 1 of the 3 left.
Yep.
And
Anthony just scoops it up there. He's seen enough.
There. All right, well.
Yeah, just the addition of Creeping Chill makes that matchup almost unwinnable.
No, exactly.
So, you want to tell me what we got here?
So, I think looking at Dave's sideboard, he has 1 Dark Blast, 1 Lightning Axe, 1 Bantu's Reckoning, 1 Gnaw to the Bone, 2 Ghost Quarter, 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Ravenous Trap, and 3 Nature's Claim. Interesting sideboard. I don't know what I'd bring in there specifically.
I like Gnaw to the Bone. Gaining
I do
life.
like Gnaw to the Bone. Dark Blast is interesting.
It doesn't really kill anything.
It does allow him to do like upkeep, hit it, and then he can dredge hit it again, but probably a little too narrow. Lightning
Yeah,
Axe
I don't think I'm bringing that in.
Yeah, I do like the Lightning Axe. That's not a bad choice.
The Lightning Axe is okay.
He can kill an Eidolon and a
Yeah.
Goblin Guide turn 1, which isn't bad. Be a little defensive with that. Otherwise,
That's probably it.
that's probably all I take. Maybe bringing the Nature's Claim to blow up his
Rest in peace.
to blow up the Rest in Peace if he is going to bring that in, because we do see an Anthony sideboard where Anthony does have 2 Wear and Tear, a Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Exquisite's Firecraft, 2 Deflecting Palm, 2 Searing Blood, 2 Path to Exile, 2 Rest in Peace, and 2 Core Firewalker.
Well, obviously you're bringing in the 2 Rest in Peace.
No, that is no question there. I do agree.
I like the 2 Path to Exiles.
Path is very good as well. I do also like the Grafdigger's Cage, so definitely snap off those 3. And then as far as that, I wouldn't even mind bringing the 2 Searing Blood, because again, 2 Dave is super heavy on creatures, so that's just another 2 for 1 there.
Yep.
Doesn't even need landfall for that one, which is super nice. So that can just be straight up. Granted, it is only 2 damage, but
it kills most of his creatures.
Correct. It does kill most of his creatures, being Bloodghast or Narcomoeba.
Correct. It doesn't hit. What's the other one? Prized Amalgam.
Yeah, correct. Prize Amalgam, but that's fine. I mean, if Dave potentially hard cast either a Thug or even say Sneak Weed, not a bad target either.
Yeah. So we're just still waiting here to get sideboarded, taking their sweet time. I do expect to see Dave win, though. Unless Anthony can stick a turn 2 Rest in Peace and Dave cannot answer it, I really do think that this is just almost unwinnable for Burn just because of Creeping Chill.
I definitely think Creeping Chill and Shriekhorn has definitely put Dredge over the top as far as being super aggressive in the format and now just having like such a reach with that card. It's definitely very ridiculous. What up front, J-Bulls? Oh, what's going on, Jason? How you doing, big boy?
Hey, Jay. How you doing, brother?
No, I definitely think it's definitely favorable. I mean, the only really cards that push this more in Anthony's favor are, again, the 3 pieces of Graveyard Interaction. But Anthony has the lack of...
Has the luck of the golden god sometimes.
Sometimes, but
yeah,
that first game was a big spanking. Not gonna lie. But otherwise, yeah, no, I like the 3 pieces of Graveyard Interaction, the 2 Searing Bloods, and the Path to Exiles. If I had to choose one of the 2, I think I would go probably the Path. I mean, I do like the Searing Blood because it is damage-based.
I like the Exiling.
True. And I don't think you want to go too far down the rabbit hole with it. You want to overboard because you are like a bit of a combo deck.
I think you get either Searing Blood or Path.
Correct.
And it's probably comes down to playstyle, honestly.
I mean, if he can just Path to Exile all the at least 2 Price Amalgams, I think that's more than enough. So you are correct there. So players are now getting ready for game 2. Anthony, I'm assuming, will be on the draw. Seems like a good place for Burn to be.
Yeah.
No brainer there.
Seems like he's gonna keep.
Yep.
Lands and spells.
I see a Goblin Guide. I'm assuming turn 1. Good place to be.
Grim Lavamancer.
Interesting card. Does allow him to control the board and good reach to and use his graveyard again, like we talked about, as a resource.
No, and we saw in game 1, Anthony is more than willing to be the control player in this matchup. Which I don't know if that's correct or not, but this card is really one of his better resources for controlling the board.
True. Bit of a Nambo with Rest in Peace, unfortunately. Correct. But, again, does allow him to control the board. He can definitely even block a Prize Amalgam and shoot it afterwards. So it isn't bad either.
No, it's honestly one of his better creatures in this matchup if he plans to be the slower deck.
Correct. And Dave not leading off with a turn with Faithless Looting.
Anthony here starts out very good, playing a turn 2 Eidolon after a turn 1 Grim Lavamancer. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Dave to start using his graveyard very efficiently, very quickly.
No, correct, because especially too now, since he didn't lead on a turn 1 Faithless Looting, I'm curious to see what he did have in his hand again. Players are kind of keeping their hands hidden from us, but we'll do our best.
To the chest.
We'll do our best. The Golden Gods, asterisk. Proud of you, Jay.
That's not Jay. That's the itty bitty kitty.
My bad, itty bitty kitty. With an I, not a Y. Hey.
That's how you know they're clever.
So we'll see Dave fetching for a black land initially. So either indicating he may have. Oh, I see the green red land there.
As a prized amalgam.
Correct. Assuming if he did bring in that Dark Blast, I would assume probably not, but you never know.
I would be surprised to see the Dark Blast, honestly.
Just interesting to see that, unless he maybe has like a Creeping Chill in his hand.
Although I say that, no, never mind. Oh, and he's going to discard a Dakmor Salvage and a Stinkweed him. So he is going to take 2 from the Eidolon here, but this is what Dave's deck's supposed to be doing. Is finally, on turn 2 start dredging. And there's a Creeping Chill and a Narcomoeba, so that was a very good dredge.
And a Prize Amalgam, too. Which correct. No, it was a Shriekhorn, excuse me.
But Dave's going to start going off here.
Correct. So he at least gets that delay trigger there, so mill 3 for that. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to mill another 5, which is super nice.
And a Bloodghast.
Pretty decent mill for Dave, not going to lie. Gets an Narcomoeba and the Creeping Chill off. So again, pushing him over 20 now, which is super nice.
Yeah, going into turn 3, over 20 life against the burn deck, exactly where you want to be.
Correct, and he's even pressuring Anthony, too.
Correct, Anthony's down to 14.
So Anthony needs to be a little more cognizant, too, of, like, fetch shocking here. Granted, he, probably doesn't need more than 1 white source of mana. But even still, he does run, quite a high number of fetch lands. But, ooh, we do see one of the 2 rest in peace out of Anthony's sideboard. But we'll see what happens today. I mean, he didn't lose too much. Lost a Bloodghast out of there, and then a few dredgers, so not too bad.
I'm very... no, I'm not surprised. Actually, I forgot about the rest in peace just hitting play.
Correct.
Yeah, Grim Lavamancer's not going to do anything else now.
No, not at all.
So might as well trade with the Narcomoeba.
No, correct. I mean, it doesn't have any value unless Dave's going to slow play it here and maybe bring that Nature's Claim for the rest in peace. So try and blow up there. But I think at this point, too, you just want to pressure him and put it on and not even worry about that. So we'll see what Dave is going to do here. It is very hard for Dredge to kind of work through this. Depending on what is in his hand, he may be able to remove it immediately. But we shall see.
If he just has the Nature's Claim, that's going to be the nut. And Anthony is missing a land drop. That means his hand's full of action.
That would be absolutely ridiculous. Dave at 19.
I believe
he fetched once and then took one and then took 2 from the Eidolon because he blocked, so that's 3. And then he should have gained 3, so he should still be at 20, I believe. Okay. I'm assuming Dave's going to fetch again. 17 is right. Okay. So fetching Link for land, taking 1 more damage.
Look at that pretty mountain, too.
No, it is very nice.
Is that a beta mountain?
I would not be surprised. Dave's been playing Magic for quite a long time.
Has a taste for the finer things.
No, I do, and I very much appreciate it. And he does like the foreign cards.
Ooh, an old hard cast Stinky.
Hey, that's not bad. I mean, does trade with the Eidolon, and then, if he ever does remove the rest in peace, he can potentially start dredging again.
That's true.
But again, I think you're going to take it slow. Anthony does appear to be stuck on lands. Ooh.
Anthony's just content on playing the control game here.
Gonna get Lightning Helix out of here, gain 3.
Gain 3, take 2, though, from his own Eidolon.
So only gain 1.
But it's still a net gain.
No, very much. I think Dave drew another Stinkweed, I think potentially hard cast. This is Dakmor Salvage. So his only real outs here are probably going to be Nature's Claim. I don't know if he plays any. I know he doesn't play Gemstone Mine, so he could potentially, hard cast an Amalgam. I didn't see him lose any there.
No, unless he can find a Nature's Claim like this turn or next, I don't expect him to win. Anthony's hand is full of gas.
Correct, and he can just kind of play defensively here, too.
That is the one problem with the graveyard decks. They are very powerful and very hard to beat in Game 1. But Game 2 and 3, there's so many good answers in the format for them that if they land them, they just can't function.
Ooh, and then Searing Blaze here, so he's going to get in with the Prowess trigger on the Eidolon.
And thanks to that rest in peace, that Searing Blaze doesn't say destroy, it says exile.
Oh, very true. So Dave's going to pick up his cards here, move on to Game 3.
So, being on the Dredge side of this matchup and the Burn, I've played on both sides of this. I would have boarded in the Nature's Claims, expecting the Rest in Peace. I think as the Dredge deck, if you're playing against any white deck in the format, you just have to bring in the Nature's Claims.
No, you have to. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah, and I think that Dave is realizing that. Maybe he brought him in, maybe he didn't. I would be surprised if he didn't. He's a very good player.
Correct, Shy Guy. He is DED.
So, yeah, I guess he did bring them in. I couldn't see what he's trying to bring in now.
I don't know what I would really change on the player draw. I mean, I think I would definitely snap off the three Nature's Claims here, especially after seeing a Rest in Peace. Abe didn't think he was going to play it. Maybe was just going to hopefully dodge it, and then Anthony just try and race him instead of, trying to play a slower game as he did, games 1 and 2.
I'm looking here, and yeah, he already brought them in a game, too. I'm not surprised. Like I said, Dave's one of the better players that comes around to the store, and he knows that the white deck is bringing in Rest in Peace.
No, agreed.
Yeah. No, they were 100% already in the deck. He just didn't find it.
Yeah, no, definitely no question there.
So Dave's going to get to be on the play for Game 3, which is huge.
Definitely, especially in Modern, too, it's more magnified being on the player of the draw.
Correct.
But, I definitely expect here, especially Dave has a very fast start against Anthony.
Though Anthony could just go turn 2 Rest in Peace and win.
No, that's what I'm saying, too. But then again, granted, too, Dave could mulligan for potential graveyard hate and just let it go there.
Correct.
So, definitely interested to see how DD's going to play the second one out. Curious to see how Anthony's going to play it out, because it's going to be seeing him take the slower play and get there. Granted, the Rest in Peace did leave Dave in dire straits.
We saw his control game work in Game 2, though.
Correct.
It was kind of the same plan that he was trying to employ in Game 1. Control the board a little bit, and he did it in Game 2. So, and he just rode the Eidolon to victory.
No, exactly. So, definitely see here, Eidolon, like I said, has been an all-star. Very problematic for Dave, because again, a lot of his,
there's a lot of
business spells. A lot of his
I'm expecting to see him mulligan, yep.
Do, cost 1 and 2 mana. Again, the Creeping Chill does get over the Eidolon, but it is 4 mana, and I don't think Dave wants to be in a position where he is casting it.
Both players going to take a mulligan here.
Ooh. As far as I think who this favors, I would assume probably Burn.
Honestly, I think it favors Dredge.
Actually, depending on what they do mulligan into.
Dredge mulligan's much better than Burn does.
Correct.
As far as like the non-manaless versions of Dredge, they really only need 2 cards to go off. You know what I mean? They need a land and a Faithless Looting to really get things going. Whereas Burn needs a certain density of burn spells and creatures early enough. So Burn mulligan's much worse than Dredge.
More of a critical mass deck versus more of a, I guess, combo-ish deck.
It'd be like playing a Storm versus Merfolks. What would you rather mulligan with? Storm.
Correct. Because you have more of a potential to go off with a correct hand. Yeah. So both players still shuffling.
Don't want to mulligan to 5.
No.
That's the death knell.
Very awful. Definitely nails in the coffin for sure.
Although I would not be surprised here to see Anthony mulligan to Rest in Peace. He has openly talked about how in these graveyard matchups he will mulligan until he finds his hate.
Which is a very valid strategy, because again, I mean, if he lands it on turn 2...
Game's just over, and it was a snap keep.
Correct, and he can just kind of take his time. So let's see if Dave can find a Nature's Claim to answer that.
Mulling his options here. He seems like a lot of lands.
Yeah, a lot of lands, and I don't think much business at all.
He's going to keep.
Bottoms it. All right. Well, no Faithless Looting. Yeah, I think it's just all lands.
I saw a Stinkweed Imp at least.
Yeah, at least a Stinkweed Imp.
There's a Rift Bolt going on suspend there.
Turn 1. Let's get it.
So you can see he's scried another land there to the bottom.
Dire Straits for DD.
He's going to need some help off the top of the deck here.
Probably just should scoop his cards up right now.
Oh, you think so?
Let's just move on. I want to see round 2. Can we get that up on screen, Andrew? Is that possible right now?
Tired of this Dredge versus Burn.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's just walk away from this.
Yeah, we're going to boycott this match.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, boys, we'll be back.
That's the end of the stream. Good night. Yeah. Anyway.
So.
Waiting on shuffling here.
All the shuffling.
Yep, that's what 90% of Modern is shuffling.
And alright, just waiting around, hanging out. Did he draw another
Yeah,
land?
he did. He drew a Stomping Grounds.
I think Dave's going to need to step outside after this one. And cool off.
Riftbolt's going to come off a suspend.
Going straight to his face, I'm assuming no other valid targets unless Anthony wants to hit himself. Doubtful. Having technical difficulties on the mic over here.
All right, we're back.
We're back. Yeah, I definitely saw the sideboard nature scheme on the bottom of Dave's library. And again, back to shuffling.
Good shuffle, yeah.
Back to shuffling.
Although I will say, Anthony has not played any creatures yet, so his hand is either a lot of lands or all burn spells. Which, honestly, is a good thing for Dave. The fact that he has no consistent source of damage yet means that he's going to have some time.
Correct, especially with Anthony playing a low land count.
He drew a Life from the Loam there.
Oh, this will help Dave starting to get in that track. Oh, Hardcast cleanup instead.
I don't know if I like that. I want to see him put the Loam into the yard there and start dredging. Anthony is playing very slowly here too, and he did still take they both took a mulligan, so that means Anthony's hand could be underwhelming as well. So I want to see Dave try and start his engine, perhaps. No,
correct. I definitely am more of a fan of playing the Loam again, getting his hand going. He does have a lot of lands. But, even still, he could build up his hand to a critical mass and even start, just naturally discarding dredgers that he draws off the top, since he does not have one in the graveyard.
Correct.
But we'll see here. But Anthony does Lightning Bolt him. I don't think he should Lightning Bolt the Stinkweed Imp, but you never know. Interesting.
If he Lightning Bolts the Stinkweed Imp, it means that he either has to have a Rest in Peace, or he's just making an error.
No, exactly. But granted here, too, he's only fetched for basic mountains, so it leads me to believe that he just kept a consistent burn hand with a lot of spells and not any sort of hate.
I don't know about that in the sense that he might be trying to bait Dave into start casting his spells.
And just growing a little bit more.
Yes, because he still has a fetch there.
So then he's trying to level Dave in the sense that Dave probably has sideboard hate for Anthony's sideboard hate, so Anthony's going to wait for an opportune time to get him.
Correct.
Gotcha.
That's what I would be doing.
No, I think you're agreed. Just kind of slow roll, especially here, too.
There's no reason to deploy it yet.
Well, especially, too, here with Dave with barely having a graveyard. He just deployed his Life from the Loam. Has probably close to 7 cards in his hand since he has not been doing too much.
And we're going to see an end-step fetch for a Sacred Foundry tapped here. Dave is at 12. Depending on how many cards are in Anthony's hand, that's not a very high life total. That's 3 or 4 spells, and he's just dead. Mm-hmm. So, given too much time, the burn deck will just kill you. Oh, and there you go.
Ooh, very nice.
That's the best way to deal with it.
I think we're going to see now that Rest in Peace that he may have in his hand that you were talking about, just kind of slowing it for an opportune time.
If he has it, now is the best time to do it because he is just going to completely shut Dave off. If he doesn't have it, I really don't know if I like killing that. Yep, there. Oh, it's a Grafdigger's Cage.
All right, good enough.
Good enough, yeah.
Same thing. So, okay, do you like this play from Anthony there?
Yeah.
Just kind of getting in and locking it in, so now Dave is kind of shut off.
You can feel the vice kind of slowly coming together.
Exactly.
Life total is starting to get real low. He's at 8. Anthony still has at least 2 cards in hand.
Assuming they're probably going to be spells here with the way he's slow playing it, Dave just...
He has played 4 lands, though, this game, which is basically infinite for the burn deck.
Correct. Kind of flooding out here a little bit for the burn deck.
So both players kind of not doing what they really want to be doing, but I will say when you're on the burn side and your deck is hiccuping, it feels a lot better than the dredge side.
No.
Because the burn deck only does one thing.
And it just goes for face, whereas the dredge deck kind of has like engine cards where they want to be drawn, where the dredge cards just specifically want to be in the graveyard.
Correct.
So that is a little duality.
I would be surprised if he had 2 pieces of his sideboard hate in his hand at this point, Kitty. If he did, I expect him to play both, honestly.
Correct. Well, I mean, even to just slow rolling it, even just be more mana efficient, unless he does have a lot of spells to deploy.
If he has both, I just feel bad for Dave.
Mm-hmm. So Dave here is just going to get his Dredge on a little bit, see what he's going to do.
He's just going to hard cast another Stinky.
Just kind of get there. I don't know if he's ever going to switch to potentially just natural drawing, or maybe as an Assassin's Trophy, or I'm sorry, a Nature's Claim high on his hand. But
3 to the face.
Hard to tell.
End step, Dave's going to go to 5.
1 card in hand for Anthony. Potentially another spell. He's thinking.
Passes the turn. I'd like to see the old draw step, deal you 6.
Ooh, the old slow roll. I do like it. Just get
for the camera. You know, give us some.
Yeah, just getcha. I like it.
Do it in response to the Dredge trigger. You see a Dredge Narcomoeba? Ooh, a Creeping Chill. That's very big game for Dave there. So if Anthony has something, he has to do it now. Yep, and he does. He's going to... Oh, that's brutal.
That's even better.
Yep, that is brutality.
Ooh. That double-edged sword.
Yep.
I like to know specifically it was the Skullcrack just for like the rub-in value too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The fact that it was Skullcrack is the difference between maybe winning and losing this game. Gaining 3 life is huge in this situation.
Chat guy, you're right. Ouch. Ouch indeed. Daggers. Oop, another hard cast.
Literally any non-land spell that's not a rest in peace is just going to kill him at this point. I wonder what Anthony's doing. He's probably just sitting on like 8 points of burn, honestly, knowing him.
I mean, he's just going to sit there and just let Dave do his thing. Is that a
hard cast Creeping Chill? Oh my god, it resolved.
No response?
What is going on? Is his hand full of lands?
What?
Maybe he's just like, oh, I don't care. I have 6 points of burn.
Yeah, just the super slow roll?
The super rubbins.
The super duper slow roll? Nah. Or is he just really on all lands?
That's one. Oh my god, no way.
Oh man, is Dave going to turn this around?
There's no way.
Dude. Oh man. Well, there's an Amalgam off the top. If he had a Gemstone Cavern, he could have cast that. But I don't know. Let's get in for 2 here. Just kind of push our luck. He's got nothing to lose here.
What? That's right, chat guy.
Right?
Come on, Dave. We're pulling for you, buddy. Like now I want to see it.
Yeah, there's just no way you'd slow roll this hard. There's just absolutely no way.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Oh, my Lord.
You can't do it.
Oh.
Fetch.
Okay, thinning out the deck a little bit more.
Wait, he didn't attack.
Is Dave just that scared of a haste creature?
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
At least send 1 in.
No. Removal spell, maybe. I don't know.
Well, then why would you waste it on a Stinkweed Up?
That's true. Oh.
Oop. Oop. Oop.
Itty bitty. Oop.
Oop.
You know.
We see it. We see it.
Untap. Draw.
Knock the top. Knock the top.
Say go.
No, stop.
Stop yourself. Take 3.
Just hard cast. Okay, put him to 2.
And?
It was the slow roll?
And the Skullcrack. No, he had top decked another burn spell. He had 2 more lands in hand.
Okay. So it was just slow. Jeez.
That was kind of a very